Hello, everyone. My name is David Kenny. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Lirunia, the lake part, that is. That's right. In the middle of Lirunia, there is a vast blue lake. In the middle of it is the Academy of Lucaria. But I want to talk to you about what's around it, on both north and south. First, I'm going to be talking to you about the wildlife there. Um, just so you know, some of the wildlife includes Alberniacs, aka frog-like creatures that cartwheel and also wield swords and clubs. And I hope you have good dodging skills, 'cause they hit hard. Another thing to note, the lobsters there. They can snipe you from behind as well at long range. So you never know when they hit, unless you got target lock on them. If you do, I hope you can have a good dodge in no history. A good dodging history. AKA, I hope you dodge well and not delay. Otherwise you'll get hit. It'll hurt real bad. Anyway, there's also wraiths. These things worship revenants, and they call upon spirits from the graves to attack you with a certain bell item that I'm going to get to in just a sec. But first, that's only the southern part. In the northern part, there are marionette soldiers, aka soldiers created by the sorcerers, and yes, and as you know, marionettes are puppets. So that's why they were created like this and created by the sorcerers. Just so you know, you can't get their weapons. And there's also an NPC here, but I'll get to him in a moment. But now it is time to talk about the locations of the waters of Lirunia. And we're going to be starting with the Laxiar Ruins. These are at the beginning, aka southern part of the lake, and they are home to the aforementioned spirit callers, and they worship revenants. Revenants, by the way, are creatures you don't want to meet. First, they they shriek bad, aka they shriek. Their shrieks can really chill you down your spine, and also they're vast, agile, and have a good slap attack that if you can't dodge would probably one hit KO you. And also they're tanks and they have lots of health. Try not to fight one of these. If you do, good luck. Unfortunately, you might have to do that to access an item in one of the ruins I'm about going to be talking about in the next week's episode, which, by the way, is about Lirunia no West. Lirunia West. Anyway, the item you get after you defeat the Revenant and the Wraiths is the Wraith Calling Bell. Vengeful spirits form of black orbs. This is what they use. That's what they use to attack you with, and then you can give them a taste of your own medicine as well as other enemies. There is one caveat, though. They move slowly. Anyway, continuing further north, we have the Boil Prawn Shack. It is a shack that houses a brawny NPC should you fight him. However, he's also a cook, as you can feast on his boiled prawns, aka shrimp, and also some crab. And one more thing, he's got a necklace needed for a separate NPC's questline, which I'm also going to be talking about. And do you know what his name is? He's known for saying the words "America's tits," just so you know. And now I will announce his name. Blackguard Big Bogart. He is the NPC that stole Rhea's necklace. Rhea is an NPC that I'm going to talk more about when we head to Volcano Manor. But just so you know, here's a basic description. Basically, she has a transformation that might put the venom on you. That might satisfy you. The reason why I said that is because she can transform into a snake or a serpent. Because, spoiler alert, most of the enemies there are literally snake-like soldiers. Anyway, you can also have boiled shrimp and the crabs. But if you fight him, you know that he's a brawny one because he wields two iron balls. And they hurt. You can get them along with his mask if you off him, aka kill him. Continuing further north in the northwest side is the Rose Church. It's filled with blood. And just so you know, if you head into this blood-soaked church, a sanguine noble will come and attack you. Sanguine nobles are basically Mog the Lord of Bloods, aka Praetorian Guard. So, and they have a sword that they can use to not only pierce your flesh, but also create dark blood, a pool of dark blood. And they can also use Reduvia daggers. Just so you know, the Reduvia dagger, by the way, can also, pierce flesh. Oh, yes, that's right. It can also pierce flesh. And you can get it by an invader named Bloody Finger Nergius. Just so you know, Bloody Fingers are also Mog's people. What I'm trying to say is, White Mask Vare, who, by the way, you met at the beginning, right after you took the first step out of the stranded graveyard in Limgrave, and also called you Maidenless, he's here to give you a free early lift to Mog's palace. There is one rule. You must sacrifice a finger. And in doing so, you can obtain the Purebred Knight's Medal, just so you know. Anyway, now, as we get closer to the Academy, we see that we have the Academy Gate Town. This place is guarded by the Alberniacs, like I mentioned, and also by Carian royal forces. It's all part of the town is submerged in water. This means this is where the Albernacs come in. They usually have clubs, and they can sometimes have swords as well. And as you already know, they can cartwheel. As also, there are flame chariots within the royal forces, usually reserved for the fire with the giant's flame. I'll be getting to that next week too, because one of the bosses there is a fugitive from them who stole the flame of the fell god, an incantation you can get to if you beat him. Anyway, the flame chariots are somehow with Carian forces, and you can attack from behind, and before they spew flames, bursts of fire, and can even ram into you. And there are also upgraded versions of the chariots that have 3 flamethrowers and do 3 bursts of fire, and can also breathe flames while ramming in you at the same time. But there is a good way to deal with them. They have a hole in their heads, and then once you manage to stab them at that head, they eventually explode. The point is, they're somehow with the royal forces. Once you're through them, you can head on into the academy. Or can you? Because it has a seal. And I'll be getting to that in a moment. What you need to get to it. But first, let's head west. West of there is another flooded part. The Temple Quarter. More Albernacs roam here along with blue Miranda blossoms. Miranda blossoms, or sprouts, spew poison. There are also giant ones, aka the blossoms, that can, produce the Miranda's Prayer, aka they go up, then beams of light come down on you, easily telegraphed. But these blue ones don't do that. Instead, they shoot magic projectiles that home in on you. They're tougher because of this. Hope you got good speed, or you might be riding on Torrent for this to beat them. Anyway, Within the temple quarter is an item known as the Ice Rind Hatchet. It's an ice dragon scale that can produce frost damage. Just so you know, this hatchet was from a ice dragon who once roamed the mountaintops of the giants. We'll be getting to that in a couple of weeks. But until then, just so you know that there are different kinds of dragons. Speaking of which, but before we get to that, yes, there is a dragon in these lakes. Before we get to that, however, there's one more place I want to talk about, and that's at the very north. Tetsu's Rise. As I said before, rises are basically puzzles and towers that have puzzles so you can break their seals. It's the same one as Odiris's Rise in the Weeping Peninsula, aka Three Turtles. It's more challenging because I don't remember if this is true or not, but I do believe that one of the turtles is in a separate island filled with demi-humans. I'm just letting you know, and the reward is the same as well. Wait, you meant did you might be thinking now. Wait, I thought you said something about a dragon in Lirunia. And yes, I did. This is Glintstone Dragon Smrog. He spews magic breath that deals magic damage, and I should have mentioned this in the beginning. I don't know if I did, but magic's one of the 10 elemental damage attributes. Not only does it spread a magical breath, it also guards the Academy Glintstone Key. It's what you need to get to the Academy. It's sealed. That's because it is sealed. The Academy is sealed, and you need to get it. Although I don't think you need to defeat Smrog, as you can do what I did, aka sneak up in the back and then steal it. Or another alternative. You can also do this. It's also a good thing. And this thing is called aggravating the dragon so that he can fly away from the key, and then you can grab it and get on into the academy. That's simple. So, to this I say, I hope you have a good long bath with the lakes. I'm just letting you know that there's also a death bird and a deathrite bird at the eastern part of the lake. I'll be getting to those when we deal with the field bosses. Reoccurring ones, that is. Just so you know. And as I mentioned before, next week I will be talking about Lirunia West. Until then, please like and subscribe, and click the notification bell as to when I post. Until then, see you then, Tarnished. See you then.